So what's happening, people? It's me again, Courtney, with my MMA predictions for the main card of UFC 145 Jones vs. Evans. The event will take place on Saturday the 21st of April at the Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. There were 6 fights on the main card. I'll work my way from the bottom of the main card to the main event. All the odds for this event, and for previously the other ones as well, are provided by John Petit from MMARecap.com. His by the numbers odds document is very good. Essentially, if you want to be betting on any of the fights, to be on that exclusive list, to receive that document, holler at John on Twitter with his username @Scream13. Follow him and buy him a beer, and he may send you the document. Tell him I sent him as well. But yeah, here are my predictions. First fight on the main card is Mark Bosek versus John Alessio. Mark Bosek is minus 380. He's 5'6". He's got a 10-4 record. Bosek he's got good submissions, decent chin, good takedowns as well. He changed the submissions together well. If you look at the fight against Dustin Hazlett, he did that very well. His last fight was a win against Nick Lentz via decision. And his last 5 fights, he's had 3 wins and 2 losses. He used to train at ATT, I think, but now I think he's moved to TriStar, which is closer to home for him because he's in Canada, so it's closer. He's fighting John Alessio, who's at plus 260. He's 5'10". He's got a 34 and 14 record. John Alessio has been around for a while. Very experienced veteran, decent takedowns. He's got a decent wrestling game. He's a very well-rounded fighter. Trains at Extreme Couture. Has fought a welterweight. This is at lightweight. His last fight was a win against Ryan Healy, and that was by decision. And his last 5 fights are 4 wins and 1 loss. For this fight, I'm going to go with Bosek, the favourite, possibly by decision or submission. I think this is John Alessio's 2nd time or 3rd time in the UFC. He may have a point to prove, but I think Bosek will probably win. But anyway, next fight on the card is Mark Hominick versus Eddie Yeagan. Mark Hominick is minus 900. He's 5'8". He's got a 20 and 10 record. Hominick's got a very, very good kickboxing, very good striking, decent jiu-jitsu as well, decent ground game. Very, very tough. If you see the beating he took against Jose Aldo in the featherweight title match, and the hematoma that was on his head or eye, like his child was born then. If you see that, took a beating. Good submissions as well. His last fight was a loss by KO against the Korean Zombie, which was about 7 seconds long. His last 5 fights had 3 wins and 2 losses. And he's fighting Eddie Yeagan, who's plus 500. He's 5'5". He's got a 15 and 5 record. I don't know too much about this guy. I haven't seen him fight. But from his record, he's got an equal amount of submissions, decisions, and KOs and TKOs. His last fight was a decision loss against Junior Asensao. His last 5 fights had 3 wins and 2 losses. I'm picking Hominick all day. After his last fight, how he got knocked out really quickly, I think he'll be looking to smash someone's head in. I think Yeagan will be that person who will get battered. The next fight on the card is Miguel Torres. Miguel Torres versus Michael McDonald. Miguel Torres is minus 120. He's 5'9". He's got a 40 and 4 record. This guy was a long-time WEC bantamweight champion. Very good fighter, good striking, good submissions as well. Most of his wins are via submission. Miguel Torres is a really good fighter. His last fight was a decision win against Nick Pace. In his last 5 fights, he had 3 wins and 2 losses. I don't think he's finished anyone in the UFC yet. But he's still getting used to it and everything. And he's fighting Michael McDonald, who's plus 103. He's 5'9". He's got a 14 and 1 record. I don't know too much about this guy either, but I know he's a fight finisher. Most of his wins have come via KO or TKO. I keep reading everywhere that he's very adaptable, so it should work in favour of him. His last fight was a win against Alex Soto via KO. In his last 5 fights, he had 5 wins, and he's on a 7-fight win streak at the moment. But I'm going with the favourite in this fight. I'm going with Miguel Torres. I think he's getting better and better. He's trained at TriStar as well, so sort of like a TriStar theme going through the whole card. But I'm picking Miguel Torres to win. Next fight on the card is Ben Rothwell versus Brendan Schwab. Ben Rothwell is at plus 215. He's 6'4". He's got a 31-8 record. Ben Rothwell is very tough. Got good striking, decent striking. But his record, if you see him fight in the UFC, you wonder how he got his record. Very strange. He's not good at all in the UFC. His last fight was the decision loss against Mark Hunt. His last 5 fights, he's had 3 wins and 2 losses. He's fighting the hybrid Brendan Schwab. I hope I said that right. Who's minus 255, 6'4", who's got an 8-2 record. Just fairly new to the sport still. Very fast, very good footwork, very good boxing. Moves like a lightweight. Don't know if he can take a punch though, but he'll be able to get around Ben Rothwell. His last fight was a loss by KO against Minotauro, and his last 5 fights had 4 wins and 1 loss. I'm just picking Brendan Schwab by KO against Ben Rothwell, or Ben Rothwell will gas, chasing him randomly anyway. So Brendan Schwab. Next fight on the card is Rory McDonald versus Che Mills. Rory McDonald is minus 490. He's 5'11". He's got a 12-1 record. Rory McDonald's one of these new guys, one of these new, these new breed of kids like John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson, who's just learnt MMA. He's really good at it. Good striking, very tough, decent wrestling as well. His last fight was a win against Mike Powell via TKO, and his last 5 fights had 4 wins and 1 loss. The 1 loss came against welterweight interim champion Carlos Condit. He's fighting Che Mills. Che Mills is plus 390. He's 6 foot, 14-4 record. Che Mills is predominantly a striker, a very good one at that as well. Decent footwork, and he's got some submissions in there as well. His last fight was a win by TKO against Chris Cope. I think he knocked out Chris Cope twice in that fight. He battered him. His last 5 fights, he had 5 wins and 0 losses. Che Mills has the tools to do this, but Rory McDonald is no joke. No joke. But I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to pick Che Mills to win via decision or TKO. Now on to the main event. This has got people talking, for ever since it was announced. This fight has been, the talk of the town. There's a beef here, beef there. You jacked this off me, you took that from me, you took my little walk into the ring. All that. To be honest, I haven't watched any of the prime time programs to do with this fight. I tend to, but yeah, it's a very interesting fight. It's for the light heavyweight championship. John Jones, the youngest UFC champion ever, minus 500, 6'4", 15-1 record. Obviously, he's the current light heavyweight champion. Very good striking, very good takedowns and throws, good wrestling. He's a really good, well-rounded fighter. His last fight was that nasty submission against Lyoto Machida. His last 5 fights, 5 wins. He's fighting vs.Evans, the former light heavyweight champion, who's at plus 400. He's 5'11". He's got a 17-1 and 11. He's got a 17-1 and 1 record. Vs.Evans is like a cat. This guy moves like a ninja. He moves in and out. His footwork's really good. Very powerful hands. Hits really hard. His wrestling's really good as well. His clinch work, his takedowns is good. But saying that, John Jones is really good as well. But if he can use, I think the way this fight goes is hold on, let me just see something a minute. Yeah, Evans, obviously shorter, but I think he's a bit more powerful. I think he hits harder than John Jones. John Jones, for me, does seem to hit hard, and he doesn't throw combinations. Evans will throw combinations all day. Like when he knocked out Chuck Liddell, if that first punch didn't get him, the second punch would have got him, and Chuck Liddell would have been in somewhere else, in another dimension, probably the 4th dimension with Genki Sudo somewhere. But he throws the combination. Evans' last fight was a win against Phil Davis via decision, and in that fight, I think he could have finished Phil Davis at any time, any point in that fight. I think he could have finished him, but I think he wanted to test himself. I think he did say this in the post-fight interview, that he did want to test himself to see if he could go 5 rounds, and he did. And I think that's the way he's going to try and play this fight against John Jones, because I think he's going to try and push it to, because I don't know if John Jones can go that far. He hasn't been that far if you remember in his first few fights, he was gassing towards the end of the second round. You know, obviously he's got better, but because he's paced himself better as well. But you know, I'm going to go against the grain with everyone on this as well. I'm going to pick vs. Evans to win via decision or KO. vs. Evans just needs to be in and out very quickly. Do not write him off. I'm telling you. I said the same thing against Chuck Liddell as well. Do not write vs. Evans off. Jon Jones is a very good fighter. One of the best at the moment. Some people, you know what? Some people do my head in when he's the best there ever will be. Da, 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 da. Yeah, he is good, but come on, man. He's picking people apart, but you know. Yeah, he's good, but come on, man. Stop sucking his nuts. But yeah, I'm going against the grain here. I'm going to pick vs. Evans to win by decision or KO. If he can get in fast and take Jordan, he's going to have a major disadvantage because Jon Jones' arm, he's got a 9-inch reach advantage or some stupidness like that. He'll have a hard time getting in there, but if he's got the footwork to do it, he's got the speed to do it, he can do it. If you look at when Jon Jones was getting backed up by Machida was backing up Jon Jones in that fight as well. Machida came forward, bang, 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 hitting to Jones, and Jones didn't know what was going on. If Evans can do that, circle off, rush him, circle off, rush him, circle off, you know, you never know. But I'm picking Evans to win the fight, and I may put a couple of pennies on that too, because the odds are quite good, as you can see. The odds are quite good. So if you win big. But anyway, let me just round up my picks. They are Bosek, Hominick, Torres, Schwab, Mills, and Rashad Evans to win. I'm picking all those people. Those are my picks. Those are my opinions. Don't forget to rate the video. Even better, subscribe. I've lost a few subscribers for some reason. I think it's the spam ones I've lost. I'm hoping anyway. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave a video response if you want to. Leave a comment. You can follow me on Twitter with the same username, chokewho. Twitter.com/chokewho. That's mainly MMA related stuff and other music, whatever comes in my head, I put it on Twitter. I have a Facebook page as well, which needs more likes. If it doesn't get more likes, I think we're just going to get rid of it anyway. But that's mainly MMA related stuff. That's facebook.com/Courtney MMA. And yeah, but go to that page. I like the page, help me out. But I train at Leicester MMA. Check them out at leicestermma.co.uk. If you're anywhere in the UK, if you come over to the UK, you want to train, come and check us. Go and check the site. Sites I frequent on a regular basis. lapelchoke.com, tweetmma.co.uk, not mmapundit.co.uk, and Middle Easy as well. You need to come see them, funny as. But yeah, there's my picks, there's my predictions. I'll be back hopefully with a guest for a video sometime soon. But anyway, peace. Did I say peace? It didn't even stop, did it? It didn't stop.